Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and I'm back in my test world ready to demonstrate some updates and changes to the Steve's Carts mod. If you guys haven't checked out Steve's Carts, you're definitely missing out, and he's added a bunch of cool things to this new mod. It's the mod author VSWE who's making a whole bunch of awesome changes. There's a couple new carts since I've last done a video, and I actually haven't done an update spotlight since the cart manager came out, so that, even though I used it in my Let's Play, is going to be used and demonstrated in this mod spotlight. So there's a bunch of different things to check out, and wait till you guys see what VSWE has done to these carts. It is awesome. I just checked out a couple of them so far, and there's a few more I'd like to see, but already I'm very impressed. So wait till you guys see what VSWE has done to Steve's carts. Alright, as you can see, I've already placed down a cart manager here, and if you check it out, it's just a crafting table with a book, some iron, and some stone. Pretty simple layout. Now what the cart manager does is it basically lays out and shows you all the different carts that you can make in Steve's Carts. And if you're looking, there's quite a bit. Oh yeah, look at all the different carts you can do. But some of them are grayed out, and what that is because this cart manager can only build some of the lower tier carts. They can't build the higher tier carts just yet. You'll have to upgrade it using the upgrade button here, and I'll take off any eye so you can see how it works. See? So some of these ones here are blinking saying you need to upgrade to tier 2, and other ones are completely grayed out, which means that you can't build them until you get up to at least 3 or 4. So there's 4 tiers of carts that you can craft. Now you guys should know how to make your basic mine carts. You shouldn't need a cart manager to tell you how to make a vanilla minecart, unless you're me. However, I'm going to show you just a demonstration of how this works. So if I open up the minecart, it'll tell you that you need 5 iron ingots to craft this thing. Pretty straightforward. And you've got your minecart here, so the total cost is 5. And if I just click on this guy, you can see that it took resources out of my inventory and automatically crafted the minecart. So the cart manager is basically an automatic crafting table that auto-crafts whatever carts you want by clicking on them and pulling them into your inventory, and it takes whatever resources are needed. Now this is really a really nice thing to have. You can also click the middle button here to go back to the main area. Now the reason for this being so cool is some of the more advanced carts. So for example, we've got our traveling cart here. We need quite a few things to make the traveling cart. We need an engine and a chair. And the chair itself is crafted with some wood, and the engine is crafted with some iron around a furnace, and of course a furnace is crafted with some cobblestone. And then you've got your mine cart here, which is the 5 iron. So you can see that this interface is already telling you exactly the resources you need. You'll note that I've got plenty of iron and cobblestone in my inventory, but I don't have enough wood. It's telling me the resources left that I need to get in my inventory are 4 wooden planks. So if I were to go get myself some wooden planks, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then open up my inventory, you'll see that the resources left is cleared out, and I can craft the traveling cart. Cool. I like it. So let's place our regular cart here. Looks neat. Let's place down our traveling cart, which you guys have seen before. Or have you? Dun dun dun. The traveling cart has a little bit of a different appearance to it. And, you know, we can get in there if we want. We can give it some coal as a fuel. And look at that, it's zipping along. And hey, it has a pretty neat little interface and appearance to it, doesn't it? So I can mount this thing and just ride along. And it, you know, zips along. The little chair in there can spin around inside the cart. Looks pretty neat. And, of course, I can dismount it when I'm done. Pretty awesome. So I've just upgraded my little track here so you guys can see how everything works, and I'm going to place the coal back in there, and look, it's riding along. Pretty neat. So one of the things VSWE has changed the way some of the carts look, and they look really nice, and I can mount this thing and just ride it along. Traveling, hooray! And of course, this is one of the more, you know, basic carts that you can get. There's a lot of other cool ones to get, so why don't I show you some of the new and different changes that he's made to some of the existing carts. So you guys are familiar with the minecart with engine. It's basically just a minecart with an engine in it. And again, it has that neat little interface so you can see where the fuel goes in and whether it's running or not. Just give it a few pieces of coal and it's going to zip along and create a little smoke trail, and really neat looking. Awesome job with the minecart with engine. Now we can of course upgrade our minecart with engine here to a minecart with engine with storage. We can get a storage cart, a large storage cart, and we have to upgrade to tier 2 for the next type of storage cart and some of the other ones. So let's get a large storage cart with engine. We're going to need a couple chests. That shouldn't be a problem to get. So let's just get ourselves some chests. And I might as well, while I'm in here, get some wood and maybe some gold. And I'm sure I'll need some diamonds as well. This will just make sure I have all the resources I need for the upcoming chests. Cool. So the large storage engine with chests looks a little bit fancier than what you might be familiar with. Look at that. Cool. So now we've got this neat little thing that can drive around, and we can open up all the chests on all sides, and it has a large storage area. Pretty sweet. But I'm going to upgrade this guy to tier 2. What I need to do that is a bookshelf and some books. I can manage that. Bookshelf and some books. Okay, if I upgrade this guy to tier 2 now and go back out, notice it has this nice little gold trim around it, letting you know it's been upgraded. And now we have access to some more and cool carts. And I can make the huge storage cart with engine if I want, even fancier. This guy, once placed down, just has more chests on it. Ha, how cool is that, huh? And all of them open up when you open up the interface. Awesome. Let's check out some more. We could check out what the building cart looks like if we want to. You can see we're going to need some tracks for that. Not a big deal. I can get some. There we go. And I'm going to get myself a building cart. Now this is the guy that will build for you. Cool. Neat little interface. He'll build tracks as needed. Let's take a look then at the mining cart. The mining cart, remember, is the item that will start mining for you. And you can see it's got a drill attachment that goes on the front of a building cart. So the mining cart is really neat looking. Let's place it down. Cool, looks pretty much the same from behind, but the front has this fancy little cool looking drill on it. Sweet. Let's open this thing up and allow it to build down here some. I'm going to let it mine and see what it looks like. Just give it some fuel, and it'll start mining. Okay, it's going to go that direction. Sure, why not? And then it'll zip around and come this way. Let's see what the drill does. Alright. Oh, you know what? This thing can only drill in the forward direction. Cool. The drill spins as it's mining. Awesome. And if I give it some carts to lay down, or some tracks that is, it'll start building track as needed. So let's do that. And you can see it's got the tracks on the top, indicating that it's got plenty of tracks available. Oh, but it hit a bump there, so it couldn't go any further. We'll give it a little bit more space to move. Here it comes again. And it's going to drill for us. Good job, mining cart. And it just looks really neat the way it, drills like that. But of course, you guys know that there's a better cart available to us. Absolutely. So if we trade this guy in, we can get ourselves something even fancier. The mining cart with chest. Cool, and that'll just be a mining cart with a chest on it. So it can store the items that it collects, right? Makes sense. So just give that guy some fuel, and maybe even some tracks to build with. And look, it'll drill through and get all the stuff cleaned up that it needs to. Awesome. And all the items will go in the chest. Beautiful. Alright guys, let me upgrade my chests all the way up to tier 4, and for the last tier I'm going to need an enchantment table. I already bumped it up to 3. Let's do an enchantment table here, and then we can bump this guy up to tier 4. Now I can craft anything I need. Awesome. Let's check out some of the more advanced mining carts. If we were to get the simple AI miner, or the simple AI miner with liquid sensors, let's do that one. Alright, I'm going to need a lava and a water bucket. Shouldn't be a problem. Thanks to NEI. There we go. And remember, the liquid sensors are a complicated crafting recipe, so there's a bunch of different levels of crafting that you need to get for all these complicated items. You can see there's a lot of cool stuff to be made here. But it'll give you all the items that are required and do it all in one shot, which is what makes the cart manager really useful. So let's get our simple AI miner here ready to go. And oh boy, look at this guy. He is complex looking, isn't he? Oh yeah. Let's go ahead and tell him to go mining down at probably Y level, I don't know, where am I at right now? 64? Yeah, 51 sounds good. Just need to give it some building stuff to do and some fuel, and he should start zipping along. And he's going to get down to the end of this track, and he's going to start digging downwards. Good job, AI miner. And he's detecting, and he's moving around and trying to find some liquid, and if there is some liquid in his way, he'll be able to deal with it. Good job, AI miner with liquid sensors. You're doing awesome. Now you guys remember the assembly cart, right? This was that super complicated cart that could build things and do all kinds of cool stuff. Let's place him down and see what kind of overview he's got. Oh man, look at that. That is cool looking. Very fancy. And the assembly cart has this crazy interface, which I'm going to have to change my config options for. Let me do that real quick. So a large GUI scale is pretty much what's required. The assembly cart, by the way, now can build things in more than just 3 high. I think it can go up to 5. So let's go ahead and add a program here, and we'll call it test. And you can see all kinds of cool stuff working. Awesome. Let's see, enter. That's what I want to do. And then we can start adding programs to our test. So I can add a building task, and you can see it's got a bigger interface here, and we can add all kinds of stuff. Very back, back, front, very front. Cool. Nice. Add-on task. There's a whole bunch of changes to the assembly cart, but it's really pretty neat. And as you guys remember here, and look at that, like the carts come out the side here as it's opening. That is cool looking. Oh yeah, look at that. That is super neat. Anyway, what was I saying before I was getting all impressed by that? Right, we want to build a building task. So let's just tell it to put some cobblestone on every side here. And boy, it's been a while since I've done this cart management thingy. So let's get ourselves some more cobblestone. Just make sure we have enough. And then maybe we want to do... Is that going to behave itself? Do I have to give it fuel? Probably need to give it fuel. Cool, and it did it. So obviously you need to make your program a little bit more complicated to get it to repeat over and over. Why don't I do that off camera real quick, just so you guys can see how it works. And that's not the right card, is it? Nope. Now the interesting to note here is that now that I've done this, I need to create a new program and reprogram it. But don't worry, there's been a change that makes that a little bit easier. So how about I just do this? I'm going to real quick set this up. Alright, so I did a very simple program of label 1, build something that looks like that, and then go to 1. So it should repeat endlessly. Very simple. And what I can do is open up this import menu, if I recall how this works. Let's see, there. And we can export our program. Click the export button to export your program to a file. This program can then be imported into another cart world or somebody else's computer. The file will be saved in Steve's Cart's programs folder. So by clicking export, that should work. And I guess it worked, even though it didn't say anything. Close export menu. All right, let's hit run program. And it should start running. I just need to give it a little bit of fuel here, and then we should be ready to roll. So it's going to build the little thing that I told it to build. How cool is that, huh? And then the cart's going to continue along. Sweet. And now if I break the cart, and then plant it right back down, we should be able to see that the program's working, and we can open up the import menu, and look, there's the test program I created. I can import that guy, and then the test button is now, the whole stuff is there again. Sweet. Assembly cart, you are awesome. But you get even more awesome when we come over here, and we try and craft ourselves, right over here, the superb assembly cart. For that, we're going to need some obsidian, which I'll be happy to get. Cool. Perfect. The superb assembly cart is better than the assembly cart in one interesting way. It's got this cool little force field all around it. Look at that. It's real easy. You can click the deactivate shield button and it'll turn off the shield. And then click the activate shield button and the shield turns back on. And this thing, once the shield is activated, cannot be harmed in any way. You can pour lava on it, you can set up some TNT, and well, let's see what happens. I'll put some TNT next to it. Will it blow up? I don't think so. Let's get a lever. Ta-da! So while that force field is activated on the superb assembly cart, it will not be able to be destroyed. But simply turn off the force field in the interface there, and you can pick it right back up. Now you guys remember the turret cart, don't you? We're going to need a few dispensers for this. Let's get a few. There we go. And the turret cart, as you might recall, can shoot arrows as it's traveling along. So simply place down your turret cart, which is really neat looking, and you can set the frequency at which your arrows get shot using this little dragger bar here. Awesome. And all we have to do is get ourselves a few arrows right there, place them in the turret cart's arrow slot, and tell it where to shoot. So if I want to shoot in the 3 turrets on the front like that, that's all I need to do. And then it's simply a matter of giving it a push in the right direction and giving it some fuel. And it's going to go along and start shooting like that. Careful, it will hit you because it's not that intelligent. And because it's not that intelligent, I believe VSW decided to create a new item. This is a new cart that's been added called the Defender cart. You can see we're going to need some redstone for this. So let's just get ourselves some. And this guy, the Defender cart, is really pretty neat. He is a little bit more intelligent than just the regular old cart that we had a minute ago. Look at this thing. Whoa, that looks complicated, doesn't it? I like it though. In here you can tell it what to shoot. So if we only want it to shoot monsters, it will. And it won't fire until it actually sees monsters nearby. Not too bad. And we can place some coal in there, and it's going to zip around. So let's actually stop it from moving because I want to set up the rotation again. There we go. So I'm just going to place down my Defender cart once more. And give it some fuel and tell it only to attack monsters. And maybe even animals too. Why not? And off it goes. And it's homing in and looking for some bad guys to shoot. And all I have to do is give it some. Let's give it a spider egg to attack. And its attacker thingy there will kill the spider, and then it's done. Awesome. And it'll also suck up and collect any items. So you can see the string that it found got sucked up and placed in the inventory. Awesome. How cool is that, huh? Take him down, spider cart. Not too bad. He has a decent range, too. So wastes less arrows than the regular old cart, but this thing is really pretty cool. And that's a newer cart in the mod. You guys might remember the hybrid cart, and I'm showing this to you because I saw it and I was really impressed with how cool it looks. Watch what happens when I place down the hybrid cart. It's got these little solar panels that extend and open up when the daylight is on. And look at that. And they turn yellow when they're absorbing energy, and you can see it's getting all the power it needs right now. And at nighttime, guess what? That's right, they close down. Just make it nighttime, and they'll close up. How cool is that, huh? But that's not all. We've got a new cart that we can use. That's an upgrade to this thing. There's a couple upgrades to it, but there's a new one that I want to show you. Let's knock it off there and go get ourselves over here the forest cart. Oh yeah, look at that. We're going to need some saplings, aren't we? Oh yeah. One of each, please. There we go. Forest cart. Awesome. Ooh, look at that guy. Pretty fancy looking. And of course, it's a hybrid cart, and he can do some cool things. Let's check it out. So in here, we've got some interesting stuff. Let's put some saplings right here, give it some fertilizer by way of bone meal, and you can see it's filling up the fertilizer store. Nice. We can also give it some bones, if I remember correctly, and bones act as a stronger form of fertilizer, obviously. Pretty cool. And we've got saplings ready to go. Let's just give it some fuel, or we can tell it to run on solar power by clicking one of these options. So I'll just tell it to always run on solar power. And you can see it's planting some trees in any available dirt slots. Pretty awesome. And it's going to fertilize those trees as well, and it'll harvest them once they grow. So let's get some bone meal for myself and help them to grow even faster. So let's see. It's going to give it fertilizer, but I'm just going to make one grow here, or two. And hopefully we'll see this thing cruising along and doing some cool stuff. So it's going to plant the trees for you. Nice. And then once it gets up to the front there, it's going to activate those little digger things. And you can see it stopped its solar power because the sun was blocked. Oh, that's kind of cool. And it's starting to harvest up the trees. It's first collecting all the leaves, and now it's going to collect all the wood. Look at that. And it's even got some wood on the side to indicate that it's collected some wood. How cool is that? I love it. And once done, it's going to, of course, plant a new sapling and continue along. Well done, Steve's Carts. That is really cool looking. And, of course, all the wood and apples will get stored over there. Awesome. And it's using up the fertilizer here to just help them grow faster. It doesn't instantly grow them. It just helps them grow faster. Nice. And another cart I'd like to check out is the driving cart. I remember that guy being pretty interesting. I want to see how it looks. Oh, look at that. It's got a little lever for controlling things. I love it. Let's get inside. Dun, dun, dun. We can get it going. Let's make sure there's some fuel in there. There we go. Give it a little bit of a speed boost here. Pretty cool. Oh, look at that. It's even animating the steering wheel. That is awesome. I have to remember how to get this thing running. Yeah. Hey, there we go. It was the space bar. I knew that was an interesting way to go. And of course I can speed it up. Oh yeah, look at that. Going and going. Nice. And I can change directions and all kinds of cool stuff. Pretty cool. And I believe it's shift to reduce the speed. There we go. Okay, yep. So space, you can see the little blue interface on the left. Shows you once we've hit your max speed. And the shift bar reduces it. Cool. I love that little driving cart. It's neat. And guys, there's a bunch of other cool carts to check out, but of course I'm not going to show them all to you now. I'm going to leave it up to you to go download the mod and check out some of the other cool things that Steve's Carts offers. You can also look back at one of my prior videos. I've covered all the changes that have happened since the last video I did. So I hope you guys check out Steve's Carts. It's a really cool mod, and VSW has done an awesome job. Honestly, I'm super impressed with the visuals that he added to the different carts. I don't think I've really seen many blocks have that kind of cool animation going on. There's not many out there, at least, that can animate that well and look that good. So huge kudos to VSW for doing a nice job on those blocks. Alright guys, this is Direwolf20 signing off on the Steve's Carts mod. Hope you enjoyed it, and take it easy.